This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the KJandAPodcast. My name is Jay.
And my name is Kevin, and I am the K.
And together we are the KJandAPodcast. Welcome to the show, folks.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone.
So we decided, and I talked to a couple of people, and I was like, we need to do Transformers 1. And that's what we're doing. We're doing Transformers 1. So if you don't know about Badassatron, you need to get to know about who Badassatron is. So it's so fucking awesome. So let me get one initial question out of the way before we get started.
Okay.
When you first heard that they were making an animated Transformers movie, and I think this is the first animated Transformers movie since the 1986 Transformers movie, what did you think?
I thought that it was, even when I first started watching it, I thought it was going to be another one of those, like, oh god, direct-to-video, like, bullshit. Like, it wasn't going to be worth a damn. Like, I figured it would just be just fucking worthless. Like, I was expecting trash, because also, like the animated style is really good, but it kind of reminds me of Star Wars, the Star Wars Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because like I tried to watch Clone Wars and I could not get into it. I could not. I tried, I really did. But so when I see an animated version of something that's been like somewhat live action recently, right, I feel like it's gonna be like Clone Wars, and so I came into it with exceptionally low expectations. Like super low.
Didn't you hear from me?
I did, but that don't mean shit.
Oh.
Look, sir, you really like a lot of anime that I'm like, meh.
That is fair.
That's the whole reason. The reason how you feel about anime is the reason we started this podcast, because I was like, I know he's going to fucking love everything, and I'm going to be like, this is garbage.
Oh, no. I can get behind the whole garbage shtick.
That's true. That is true. I have learned.
That Madam Web was straight garbage.
Yes. I have learned over the years that there are many things that you do not like, and we agree upon.
Oh God, yes. At least 3: Madam Web, Psychic Wars, and goddamn Vampire Hunter D.
And don't forget Tranger.
God damn it. The earliest iteration of what the actual fuck.
Yeah, that was the first one. We were like, and then watching Vampire Hunter D was the biggest disappointment.
Like, I still don't,
because we both had such high expectations.
I don't understand how the nostalgia created these amber glasses for us to look at it through.
I think,
you're like, oh man, it's so amazing.
I think it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know, when you're a kid and you're not really seeing a lot of like blood and boobies.
Right. When
there's a show that has blood and boobies in it, you're like, oh shit, like this stands out. Oh my gosh, this is an adult movie. I love this movie. Like a show, Heavy Metal.
Oh yeah.
Heavy Metal. I remember I had nightmares about that fucking movie.
It was basically a movie for adults but animated.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I still watched it. Right. I just remember like nightmares about that fucking movie.
It did that ability.
Oh my God. Because like when the skin melting shit, it was just like, oh, and they did such a good job animating it. And that was the problem.
I don't know. I had the same feeling when I was looking at the original G.I. Joe movie. Dude getting straight murked with the snake spear by Cobra Khan. I was like, oh shit. And he still raspily says, "Go, Joe." Before he gets down, I'm like, oh shit, they killed Duke.
Not Duke.
Or how Cobra Commander was like blue skin dude, gets splashed with some weird crap, and then he gets all lizardy or whatever. I was like, what the hell? What is going on here? Oh God, that's terrible! Stop it!
But I think that's what gives you amber-colored glasses as a child is like you're seeing things you're not supposed to, and so they make a big impact.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm being an adult as a kid. Look, there's boobies. Look, there's a penis, an animated penis. Look at me go.
Womp
womp. Arnar. Anyways, this is about Transformers 1.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let me give you some background stats. Rotten Tomatoes, 89% on the tomato meter with 162 reviews, 98% pop with 2,500 plus verified reviews. IMDb, 6.6 out of 10 with 35K ratings, 5 out of 10. Google users, 4.9 out of 5 with 3,579 ratings. Hope. Obviously, this is an animated movie with action adventure. It's actually for the whole. This is rated PG.
I mean, they had some curse words in it, but it was overall kid friendly for sure. But it's definitely got a shitload of nostalgia in it.
Oh God,
yeah, so good.
You see some of the older Transformers that haven't gotten their ability to transform yet, but you hear like Ratchet's name got called out.
He saves Jazz from the mines.
Right, you see Jazz. You see RC, Brawn, Sideswipe. Even Prowl, I think, is there. It's just so many characters that you want to see. Hopefully, in a next, if they decide to do a second one, which I really hope they do.
This one was really good. I think they're gonna do a second one.
So, with our cast, we've got Chris Hemsworth as Orion Pax and Optimus Prime. Brian Tyree Henry, who I think is the standout as D6 Megatron.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I told you after I saw that movie, I was like, this man went all out for this role. Yeah, and it's just a voice role, but him as an actor has done a lot, and I love whenever he shows up. Keegan Michael Key as B-127, aka Bumblebee.
Oh man, he was super fucking funny in this movie too.
Hilarious, but also slightly tragic because you're like, what did he do to get bumped all the way down to a sub-level that no one knew about?
Yeah. And who did you see the after credits scene?
Oh yeah, when he's like, oh guys, my hands are literally knives.
Wait, knife hands! No!
Those little buddies that weren't really alive in the first place, but he had to make friends somehow down there by himself.
And I love that, like, hold on, guys, he's not real. He's like, yeah, I know he's not real. And they were like, oh, really? He's like, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah. Ooh, couple of screws loose.
Oh my God, that shit cracked me up. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I'm not talking to you.
We got Scarlett Johansson as Lita 1, Steve Buscemi as Starscream, Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion, John Hamm as Sentinel Prime, Vanessa Liguori as Arachnid, John Bailey as Soundwave. Let me see.
Recording. I'm looking away.
I hope I do not kill this as bad as I think I am. Jason Canopisos Alvarez.
Canopisos?
Canopisos.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to send you the name, but yeah, he does Shockwave and one of the guards at the Cybertronian Archive. Evan Michael is Jazz. James Remar as Zeta Prime. Isaac C. Singleton Jr. as Darkwing. The guy who did him actually kind of sounded like Michael Clark Duncan to me. Yes. He's pointing to his Darkwing Duck.
I'm wearing my Darkwing Duck t-shirt today. Hooray! Good timing.
Darkwing. Steve Blum also plays the Icon 5000 announcer and an archive guard. Jenny Chung plays RC and Chromia. Josh Cooley, who is also the director, was the voice of Skywarp and the PA system in the archive and one of the control room workers. And finally, Dylan Bryan as the injured racer who was like, did I win?
Oh, yeah. Did I win?
You participated.
Yeah, he's like, yay!
All right. With that, we're going to take a small break and let you listen to a couple of thingies.
Yeah. Do it.
We're Seismic Cinema. I'm Colin. I've probably not seen it. Paul's watched it in the wrong order.
And I'm James, and I've probably written an essay on it. And that's Seismic Cinema. We believe in the power of escapism.
Oh, thank God for that. That'll do.
I'm Dean. I'm the dad.
I'm Laura. I'm the mom.
And I'm Kristlyn. I'm the daughter.
And together we are Family Plot.
The Family Plot Podcast, a show where we discuss history,
Folklore,
True crime and the paranormal.
minus all the oogie bits. We are PG-13.
I'm almost 15 now.
Don't ruin the commercial.
Do catch us looking into special topics like
The origins of fairy tales.
Sherlock Holmes.
and the trial of Dr. Hyde and Mr. Swope.
Find out who Dad Man Crush is.
Or what happens in Krista's corner.
But behave, you two!
So come be a part of the fam.
Available on Google, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Family Plot Podcast. Bye.
We hope that you enjoyed hearing about our friends from Plot Family Podcast and the Seismic Cinema.
Okay. I'll work it in.
Nice. All right. So, how do you want to get into this?
Okay.
Morsel of nostalgia meets.
I mean, okay. So
now.
again, I kept comparing it because to what I remember from like Beast Wars.
Okay.
And a few other Transformers, because I remember in Beast Wars they found the original Prime and they made it out like there was a shitload of Optimus Primes, but there was only one like initial Prime, because you think that Optimus Primal is Optimus Prime, but then they're like, oh no, he's just one of many Primes.
Yeah.
And so that's what. So I was trying to make it all work together when I was watching this, because he was like, oh, he's the only, like they made it out in this show like he was the only Optimus Prime.
Yeah, as far Prime is more of a title than anything else.
Yeah, Prime is a title. That's true, but Optimus Prime is still like according to Beast Wars, it was a title that numerous people who all take on the same job and essentially can transform into the same thing become.
I don't know. I feel like so you have Optimus Prime, and you have Optimus Primal, and they're two separate entities. And to some extent, they say maybe Optimus Primal is a descendant of Optimus Prime. To which I'm like, how is that possible if you're all being created by Primus, which is Cybertron now?
Yeah,
You can't be a descendant unless you're somehow taking pieces or parts from old Transformers and then they're siphoned down into other ones.
Yeah. I don't. So I don't know if they're trying to just forget the other stuff and start over, or were they just doing a one-off they didn't think would do so well?
From what I remember hearing in some articles, Transformers 1 is supposed to be connected to the Bayverse, and it's supposed to be like a prequel to everything that happens, including like Bumblebee and the original Transformers movie by Michael Bay.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I mean, like obviously he's like B-132 or whatever, but does he use those knives in the Michael Bay movies?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I was like, maybe he's not it then.
It's either that or they are trying to do like another soft reboot, or they're doing this as another kind of like different. Even in the Bay films, the origin of Prime was so Optimus and Megatron were brothers, and Sentinel Prime was kind of like their trainer / kind of like father figure.
Yeah.
And Sentinel tells Optimus that he is a Prime, and that makes Megatron get jealous. And that makes him kind of like, all right, you know what? Fuck you I'm gonna do my own thing, and he starts the war.
I kind of like how they gradually made Megatron into an asshole.
Exactly. I think that's one of the best parts of this film. Seeing D16 go from this happy, he's fine,
nice best friend.
Yeah, he's fine being a miner. He idolizes Sentinel Prime. His best friend Orion Pax always gets him in trouble, but at the same time, he's like, "I always got your back, man."
Yeah.
To go from that to seeing what Sentinel did in the past, to literally at that point, he broke. He was like the person I idolized the most outside of Megatronus Prime. Literally killed the Primes, took our cogs before we even came online, and relegated us to subservient miners. Fuck that! I want to see that nigga die. Die and burn in hell.
Yeah, he was like that was and that was a good transition because he was still trying to be nice, but he was just his whole world was rocked because Sentinel Prime, turns out to be a bad guy. And let me tell you, who else saw this movie? And as soon as you saw Sentinel Prime, you were like, bad guy.
That's I mean, you could tell in his voice it was okay. Is this thing on? Hello, my friends.
Yeah,
Icon's children. I'm like, oh my god, he's a showman. That's exact. That he's the Wizard of Oz. He's the man pretending to be the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, and but I don't remember in any of the other Transformers them ever bringing up another race that they were fighting against.
Not.
I mean, I could be wrong because I don't know everything about it, but I know it was always the Decepticons versus the Autobots.
1986 movie they brought about the Quintessence. And Beast Wars, the Quintessence played a role because they were the ones who created Earth, the Moon, and the Moon was their big weapon, and they were going to nuke Earth, and that's what created the transmetals in the season 2.
Okay, that's right. It's been a long time since I've seen it. That's it. That's my childhood there.
Yeah, man, I grew up with G1 only because they showed so many times on reruns. And then when the 90s came and Beast Wars came out, I was like, holy crap! One of the first CGI series that was created, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Now they're not cars and stuff; they're actually fucking animals.
Yeah.
Which brings up, I was like, Alpha Trion had a beast mode, and he was the only freaking Transformer who had a beast mode on the surface.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are they going to try to weave in this biological stuff for a later film? Maybe actually make it so that these Transformers are related properly to the Beast Wars Transformers, the Predacons?
I think that I think that the way that they made it out to be in Transformers 1 was I don't know if it's specifically your cog determines what you turn into.
No, it seemed like
Megatron turned into the same thing when he switched cogs.
Yeah, he still turned into a tank.
Yeah, but so I think that it's based on personality. So if he turned into something that was a little more animalistic, then that might have just been his personality because that was the only one you saw. So there might be others who also turn into something else because no one really knows what they turn into aside from the dude who turns into a jet, and then there's some that turn into cars and.
Matter of fact, most of the High Guard were jets of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some kind of plane. Even Sentinel's guards, who didn't look very different from each other, all looked like they were planes. Even her Arachnid was a flying bot, but she had no propellers. She was a helicopter.
Arachnid was, as soon as you saw that one, you were like, oh, yeah, you're the bad guy. 100%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, full black, purple eyes. I was like,
But she was badass. I love the way she transformed.
Her transformation was cool. Her crazy amount of eyes was disturbing, to say the least. But I mean, yeah, her capabilities were pretty awesome. I mean, again, she had extra limbs for what purpose unknown, besides to become the propellers and such.
Yeah, she used it to make the hoops to be a helicopter or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, okay.
Honestly, it felt a lot like a Marvel movie because they put so much humor into it.
I think to make it more family friendly, you have to have that like levity, so you're not like it's super dark all the time here, like the big films. Oh shit! Really? It's super dark. Why is this happening?
Let me tell you something. I'm better than you. You're not used to giving pep talks, are you? Is this your first pep talk?
So Scarlett Johansson's character of Alita 1, I was like, okay, so she had to be former military because that's really how she was talking the entire time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, her moves when she decided to take them down when they got on the train to go to the surface. Yeah, she whooped they asses, all of them.
Yeah.
And they were slightly taller than her, except for B, because B's always shorter than everybody.
Yeah, B is shorter than everybody. That's just who he is.
But yeah, so seeing her go from this hard military style character and like lightening up as the movie's transitioned to, I was like, everybody's going through their own good character arc that it by the end of the movie sees them better for their trek.
Yeah.
So I was really happy to see her lighten up and actually give a pep talk and be like, "This is why you're a good leader, Optimus." You're Orion Pax at the time. You have hope. Nobody else really has hope. You can rally people behind you.
I liked that when they transform and they were like trying to figure out how to transform and they're running down the hill.
Yeah, like everybody else on Cybertron who had a cog, the miners didn't have cogs because it took them before they came online. So here they are getting cogs of 4 deceased primes, and then having to like, how do I do this?
He's like, my head.
Like the closest one was B. He got almost all the way there. He was just missing wheels.
Yeah, he's just missing wheels. That's it.
I need wheels.
At least he's not. At least he's still not a VW bug like he was in the OG.
Not yet.
Not yet. And I mean, like he was also a Mustang in the newer Transformers.
Oh, shit, little crappy that eventually became a Camaro, that became a newer Camaro in each film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you could change cars anytime you want to. I assume that Wiki was just like, could you just go scan that one? Because that one's really cool.
Like, bro, he literally did that throughout the majority of a Bumblebee movie. Like,
I never even saw the Bumblebee
movie.
Yeah,
he was even a freaking military Jeep. And he looked cool as a military Jeep. Even his transformation into his robot form was even better as a military Jeep versus the Camaro and the Bug.
Could he actually talk in that one?
He talked at first until I want to say the Transformer's name was Dreadwing that screwed up his voice box.
Oh, okay. So this is a prequel. It was a prequel. Okay.
Yeah, a prequel.
I haven't even seen the Beast Wars one, so I don't.
Some people say it's iffy. I say it's almost as good, but I don't care for Optimus's like, I don't like humans off the rip. Like he didn't really care.
Optimus doesn't like humans?
Yeah. I was like, he didn't like humans off the rip.
What?
He didn't trust them.
I mean, I understand not trusting them, but like Optimus is also supposed to be like all about the good and the peace and
uniting people till all are one. Literally his line from the first Bay movies, till all are one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't like that part about it. But it did kind of at the end lead to a possible joining of 2 franchises, Transformers and G.I. Joe, which has happened in the comics before.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And the toy lines.
Yeah, aren't they both Hasbro anyways?
Yes.
Yeah. I like the Hasbro intro when it was like a Hasbro movie. That's kind of silly, but like at the very beginning they had the little like
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head, and then they had like all these other toys, and every single one I was like, I know what that is. Know what that is. Know what that is. Know what that is.
It's our childhood on the big screen.
There it is. Because I remember when Beast Wars came out and they had the toys. Because I mean, that's the only reason they made shit like that was for the toys.
Oh yeah, I mean the whole premise of Transformers was based on toy lines and toy sales.
Yeah.
If toy sales sucked, the show was going to get canceled, which happened with multiple shows in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Transformers has managed to last from 1983 till now, and it's still going for like 40 something years.
But I remember the big one that I was so stoked to have, and it took like half an hour to change, was the Manta Ray.
Oh yeah, freaking Death Charge.
Yes, I had the huge one that and the amount of changes it took, and it's not like I don't even think they had instructions on how to change them.
Oh, they all had instructions.
Did they? Because I don't remember ever seeing instructions. I just remember well, guess we're going to figure this shit out.
So when you open, from my remembrance of these figures, you open the box, you pull out the entire backing and such, and they're connected to the backing, so you had to untwist all those little plastic ties, and usually it was taped under the bottom or taped to the back, but more than likely the bottom.
I mean, Depth Charge was almost like Gundam size.
Oh yeah, he was large. Him, Rampage.
Yeah, and I loved
counterpart.
I loved just changing them.
Oh yeah, I mean, Transformers was the best thing ever. Why? Because you had an action figure, you had a car, and or jet, and or tank, and or train, and or animal.
Yeah,
and it was basically a puzzle. So you had a Rubik's Cube, a Hot Wheels, and a G.I. Joe, all fused into one thing.
But at the same time, like the older versions did not really have the flexibility that the newer ones have.
No.
Where like you would transform them, you're like, well, that sort of looks like a person, but like its legs are completely straight and I can't move them at all.
Yeah, the articulation part not there.
Yeah.
But a figure.
It was like this is almost human, but the animal looks cool.
Maybe not a proper action figure, but a figure nonetheless.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And like, why did they choose that Optimus Prime on Cybertron? They were like, you know what, 18-wheeler.
Because you look at his initial transformation before he became Optimus Prime, and it was basically simply a truck.
Yeah.
And by the time he becomes Optimus Prime, it's still basically a truck, but it's thicker, much like Megatron's tank form was.
Yeah.
Thicker. But yeah.
I think it's just. I mean, I guess it's just random more than likely. But how come? But I did like. I was gonna say no. How come Megatron got a weapon? But they all had weapons of their own.
But Megatron's came out of his arm, and it just turned into that old positron cannon that he had when he was like G1, and turned into a freaking gun.
And I love it when he chokes Starscream until he gets squeaky. And I was like, yeah, there he is.
It was so bad because we were like, the hell?
What?
I don't know. Random shit. Random shit.
Are you staring at someone right now?
Yeah. Eyeballing.
Give me the old eyeball. Yeah, when he gets squeaky after Megatron chokes him, I was like, I guard my ass.
Oh yeah, high voice.
Yeah. I'm Megatron. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I mean he sounded like he wanted to be a badass when you first meet Starscream, and I'm like, okay, all right. We're toiling to stop sitting on Prime. I'm like, are you though?
Yeah, you're kind of hiding.
Are you really? Exactly. Which is why Megatron D16 is like, I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for shit to happen. I'm going back to Icon and I'm gonna grab Sentinel by his throat and I'm gonna make that motherfucker croak. Like, no, man, you're not going anywhere. Oh, you trying to tell me what to do? All right, man, it's gonna be hard with my face in your teeth. Bow!
You're like, oh,
this man headbutted the shit out the leader of the High Guard. They start tussling. I tell you what, when he started whooping his ass and got that chokehold, everybody was like, "Oh shit, it's getting real."
And then, like, right when the real fighting started, and he just hides, and I was like, "Yeah, it's old Starscream. It's old Starscream."
Yes, seeing Soundwave and Shockwave.
Rufus, stop it! I'm sorry, I had to yell at my dog because he's doing dog shit.
No whining.
No, he just keeps like. He's like got an itch on his back or something, so he keeps rubbing himself against my bed, and he's like, like, dude, chill.
Why do you sound like Peter as he's getting his back scratched?
Yeah, that's essentially what he's doing. He's over here, and I'm like, chill, just stop.
Never.
Please stop. He's such a little weirdo. I love him.
So
he's gonna transform.
As far as the plot, how do you feel about the plot?
Okay, so the plot where they were all miners, like they had to mine Energon, as opposed to like just a river of Energon.
Yeah. From what Alpha Trion said in his I guess his video journal, as long as the 13 primes held the matrix of leadership, Energon would flow. But as soon as Sentinel was like, I'm gonna betray you, killed the primes, tried to take the matrix, and the matrix was like, nope. And went,
it just disappeared.
It stopped. So he had to come up with a way to get the Energon, which means since Primus is a planet now, instead of being a planet-sized transformer, they got to go and mine through the literal.
Well, no, he was still a transformer, wasn't he? Because at the very beginning, he turns into he turns into the planet.
Yeah, Alphatron says he had to sacrifice his life to become the planet of the Cybertron. So basically, what happens is he transforms into Cybertron, loses his consciousness, and now basically every transformer is created from him. So all his resources, everything that is him, is going to create these miniature versions of basically himself.
Okay, because I remember at some point, I'm pretty sure in like the cartoon and shit, like Cybertron transforms back into.
Yes, I forget how they do it, and they do it in multiple series because I know they do it in Transformers, not Prime, but not Armada, not Robots in the Sky.
Yeah, I remember seeing it a couple times where like the whole planet turned back into Primus.
Yeah, it was one where they had like special keys that they used to access different capabilities. I cannot remember the name of that show right now. Transformers Cybertron, literally. That was the name.
Oh, so that was the one after Beast Wars when they get back to Cybertron, right?
No, that was no.
That one was trash. That was absolute trash.
That was Beast Machines, and unfortunately, that was garbage. I mean, I liked the premise that they had.
Yeah,
but I didn't like the follow through.
No, the follow through was absolute trash. It was terrible.
It was garbage.
I mean, I thought that the way that they transformed was kind of cool. Like I like the style between like metallic and monsters, because like in Beast Wars they looked just like regular animals, but then they turned into the people with metal. But then like Beast Machines, they were
like parts kind of shifted in and out. It didn't look right at all. I think they tried to do too much with the animation at that time.
Oh, and then also what I didn't like, I remember for sure, Beast Machines, was how Optimus Primal had to like enhance your chi or some shit. Like,
like he became inner master.
Yeah, you had to like be like, oh, I'm I have to transform by relishing my inner chi and absorbing and being calm with the spirit. Blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was like take your I guess become one with your beast form. But that's what y'all were doing when you were on Earth.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Because you were there, but then you're like, oh yeah, Cybertron has organic life on it, and Megatron's trying to kill it. But he still has a beast form.
Yeah.
So why does he not hate himself? Oh, he does hate himself. And then he does manage to subsequently detach his beast form from himself, so he becomes a pure mechanical being, whereas his dragon is now off on its own, but it also has another side that turns into Noble, the wolf. It was so weird. It was so
It was
weird.
that was so weird.
But but because he separated himself, like his consciousness actually stayed with his beast form, and his mechanical form was just floating above Cybertron. Like, you fucked up.
Have you ever watched the old Beast Wars like now, and you look at the CGI and you're like, this is terrible. This is so fucking bad.
I look back at it and I'm just like, the story. I look at it for the story. I don't even look at it.
Yeah, the story is great, but I mean the art is absolute trash. Like, it's terrible.
When you look at their robot forms, some of the robot forms were straight garbage. You're like, how did they transform into their beast forms? Because where are all the pieces?
Yeah.
But then when you look at the beast forms, you're like, the beast forms are really the highlight of this whole show.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But I mean, like, I'm talking about like the backgrounds.
Oh, they were not heavily focused on the background.
No, they were not focused at all on those backgrounds. It was like all mountains and green. It was green and brown. That was it. They're running across a plain. Oh, it's all just flat
Earth.
Green.
We don't have to worry about the shit. Oh, ice fields? We can do ice fields. It's just white.
It's just white
shapes.
Yep. And then they walk, and occasionally there's a shadow, and they're like, "That's ice."
Yep.
Look at it go. Look at it go.
So when you think about, when we look back at Transformers Beast Wars, which was the first CGI Transformers that was ever created, versus Transformers 1, now the animation has gone up exponentially.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Of course, I mean it's been 30 years since, so they've had a lot of time to make those advances and make these now awesome looking Transformers. And a lot of people were like,
I would love to see Beast Wars in that style.
Ooh.
Because I really enjoyed, I really liked the art of Cybertron, like how it was like always moving and growing, and even the robotic animals.
Oh yeah, the ones you see on the surface. Which again, I'm like, okay, so Icon's under the surface, which in the original show that wasn't the case. Icon and all
but Cybertron was also like there was no dirt or anything. It was all just a big city.
Yeah, it was all just metallic on the outside.
Yeah,
all it had been. Same thing when you look at Unicron. Unicron doesn't stay in his planet form though. He constantly is changing back into his menacing robot form and being an asshole.
Yeah, and menacing shit.
H.G. Wells.
But then, I really liked the animals. I liked the way that they portrayed the surface.
Yeah.
Because I thought that it was really interesting that it's always evolving, it's always moving, and also, how do the trains know where those tracks that appear in front of them are coming?
That is something that I did not understand. It's like the trains knew where to go, but then when they were heading towards Icon on the train, those tracks were just was the train literally making the tracks for itself as it went?
But then, like Optimus Prime and all the others, when they were running for the center, they were using the track.
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there like a preset track, and they're just like they know where it is, and so they just drive and it appears as they go?
Maybe the planet's surface realizes or gets a signal from the transformer itself and creates
for like its intention
versus a cogless miner. It reads the cog and it's like, all right, well, someone's going there, so I got to make a road, and it makes a road, I assume.
I think, I don't know. I mean, that was one thing I didn't understand, was like, I thought it was a cool concept.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great concept, but
also like, what? Oh, and I did like it, and this is a really small thing. The boxes, how they would go into the train and then they would just lock in.
Yes.
I thought that was a super cool little concept. I was like, that's nice. I like that. That's super cool.
These trains are like going in all kinds of directions. You really want your stuff secured. Yay, magnets.
Yeah, magnets. Hooray!
Unless
I
you
enjoy
have
magnets.
unless you have AI, in which case, you're confuzzled.
Everything is AI now. Everything.
That's true. Everything.
But I don't know. What did you? But I thought that I actually really I would really like to see this in Beast Wars. Like I would love to see this animation style with Beast Wars.
Oh, if you haven't checked it out, you should look at the 3 Transformers series that they have on Netflix right now. I think it's Earth Wars, Kingdom, and I forgot the other one, but it's like it tells a story from when they were on Cybertron to a whole distinct future, and you do get some Beast Wars characters like Optimus Primal, and I want to say Megatron pops up. Some of the Beast Wars enemies.
Dude, they need so they have a 3 different series?
Yeah, they're all different sections, but they're broken down into like 6-part series.
Oh, okay.
So they're each like a different chapter for the same story.
That's interesting. I mean, how was it?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, you get to see some old school Transformers. You get to see Ultra Magnus, Megatron. You get to see Galvatron pop back up for like the first time in like since the old series.
Well, that's cool.
Let's not talk about that Bay version of Galvatron because that was not Galvatron. Sorry, no. Transform like that. Transformium. I'm sorry, no, that's a stupid concept. I hate it.
Yeah, that's almost as dumb as you have to merge with your inner beast.
Garbage. They should have left Beast Wars alone and just been like, yep, this is the final season.
And we're done.
Season 4 was the last one. Nope. We're not doing a continuation series. Nope. Just let it go.
They needed that money, sir.
I'm sorry.
Money.
No. That's why that shit did not last very long. They were like, we're gonna coast off of Beast Wars and everything's gonna be great. But your toy line was not great. Nope. No. You had some great included characters that came out, but that's about it. That's it. Nope.
Yeah.
Leave my nostalgia alone. No, you don't touch.
Yeah, I mean, Beast Wars did great because every season they came out with a new, some new version of some new Transformer. Like when they mixed they had like the Hawk and the
Fusors
and the Fusors. That was awesome,
dude. Was it Silverbolt?
Silverbolt, yes. Silverbolt was the good one, and then there was a bad one.
Quick Strike.
Yeah. It was like it was a snake and a
It was a freaking cobra and a goddamn scorpion.
Yeah, cobra and a scorpion. That's it. Yeah.
So they replaced Scorponok with Quick Strike, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, Quick Strike was badass, man. You can't. And so was Silverbolt.
But he was so Texan.
100% he was Texan.
He was so West. He was like, well, what you find in the desert? Cobras. And you find scorpion. Well, Quick Strike! Terrorize!
Oh!
had terrible Western sayings. I was like, oh, God.
Let's kill us some Autobots!
I can't wait to get blown up.
and they still... And I like that they had Dinobot. He was there was always that is he good? Is he not good?
Yeah, there was always
the
that
entire
question
time
until his sacrifice in the 3rd season. I think.
Yeah,
was it the 3rd season or the 2nd season? I think it was the 3rd season. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
that save humanity. You cold-blooded dick killer. You had to make me feel feelings.
Oh, no, not feelings. I'm a child. Don't do this.
You son of a bitch.
In a world.
Right? And he basically knew because he had gone through the golden discs, which were their archive of the accumulated history of the Great War, which was the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons.
Yeah.
So he always knew in the back of his mind, like, at some point, I might die. And he tried to fight against it, but he knew he had to do it in the end. I was like, all right, noble sacrifice. He was one of my favorite characters in that show anyway.
Yeah, and then that was like the last, like at the end of the series, they found like a couple of humans, and they were like, oh shit, like humans are starting now. We need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I think it was his whole thing was like try to protect the beginnings of humanity, and yeah, at the end it was just like, all right, we're leaving. We got Megatron strapped to the outside of the ship. We're going home.
Yeah,
and then beast machines happened.
And then they were like, why did we do this?
Yeah, we should have just stayed on Earth.
Well, that's right, because Optimus Primal had, or I'm pretty sure it was Primal that had the crush on Silverbolt. No. She was like the only female for a long time.
No, it was Black Arachnia and Silverbolt were an item.
Well, oh no, that's right. Because Black Arachnia was another one that was like, you should be evil, but you're not.
Yes.
And then but Silverbolt was the dude. That's right. Silverbolt was the dude, and he had the he was the like noble good guy, but he was in love with the evil Black Widow.
Yeah, but that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Good guys like bad girls like good girls like bad boys.
Good girls like bad boys, and bad girls like bad boys. There is no room for good boys. Sorry.
Womp womp. Terrible fails. Terrible fails.
That's life. It's just life, sir.
Unfortunately.
There's no room for the good boys.
So I find it funny. So they made Megatron and Orion Pax like really good friends in the beginning. Now G1, Orion Pax was just a dock worker who kind of like looked up to Megatron and the Decepticons. And Megatron was like, I can use that. So Megatron goes down to the dock, distracts him while the Decepticons are stealing Energon out of the warehouse that he usually works at. Only for Megatron to then shoot his ass and kill him. Now,
what is that from?
This is from G1.
Okay.
You don't see this origin until like the aerial bots are created, which is like way like I want to say like season 4 or 5, and they go back in time somehow and see, and they are actually integral to saving Orion Pax and RC and Ultra Magnus, because Alpha Trion takes all of them because they were unable to transform at first, and then he upgrades them into their final forms.
Yeah, because they made it in Transformers 1, like everyone is born with the ability to transform.
Yeah. No, like there were certain bots apparently in G1 that could not transform at first. But it was like, I guess it was like designated by what their capabilities were. Like Decepticons were always warriors.
Yeah.
Or like in military stuff. Whereas like the Autobots were always like peacekeepers and such stuff like that.
Yeah. There was the stuff that ordinarily does not have weaponry attack.
Yeah, you're blue collar guys.
Yeah. We do business.
Yeah, we do business.
We do business. What's business?
And then what was the other origin? The other origin was from like Transformers Prime and the War for Cybertron games, where like Orion Pax was a librarian and Megatron was a gladiator.
Okay, they need to come up with like, I mean, they have to be starting over. Then they can't combine everything.
Yeah, because I mean that storyline basically said that they both hated the class system because they had classes. So I think they brought their concerns to the higher ups, and the higher ups favored Pax over Megatron again. So again, the start of the war.
Right.
Like every time Megatron gets beaten down, it's like Yeah, I'm gonna start some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a war then if you don't be nice
Versus
to me.
this version of Megatron, whose whole world comes crumbling down, and he's forced to, you know, deal with that kind of shit in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I think that the way, like, I like this Megatron origin story, and because it like the reason that he changes makes sense, because like his whole world, it's like essentially like if someone, like, you were doing charity work all your life,
right?
And then you were also like exceptionally religious, and then all of a sudden you find out without a shadow of a doubt that your religion is fake, and the charity you've been working for has been supplying the mob, like, all at once.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he lashes out a little bit, and I think that if he hadn't done like if he hadn't actually killed or like gotten into that point with the High Guard where he started fighting,
right?
Like, I think that he could have gotten to a place where he was calmer about it if he had time to process, but he didn't. And then it's like, once you take that step of violence is working, and then he's like, okay, well, then violence is obviously the answer to solve my problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why Megatron becomes, who he is, who is angry and violent. But I did like how they fleshed him out. They fleshed him out really well in this movie, because like, even though when you first see him, you're like, oh, that's fucking Megatron. Like, you see his little dome helmet, you're 100% like, oh, that's Megatron. But he was so nice. You were also like,
is it?
He was such a nice guy. Are you
Right?
sure?
Oh my god! Like I said, the Megatronus Prime sticker. Like, oh my god! Oh man, I'm not gonna give you this decal I found.
Yeah.
What? No! Right, don't grab for it. You're gonna grease it.
You're gonna grease it. It's mint condition.
Like, just to see that, it's like, okay, so Megatronus Prime basically is the reason why. But when they talk about Megatronus Prime,
but he takes Megatronus Prime's core as
well. Sentinel kills Megatronus Prime and then takes his cog to empower himself. I'm like, even more of a reason for Megatron to be like,
I'm gonna take it,
bitch. That's mine.
Yeah. And he takes it, and he's like, all right, well, I'm badass now. See ya. And then the one thing I didn't like was when the Energon started flowing, and suddenly all of the miners got cogs, like, flowing out of the Energon. I was like, is that really necessary? Like, I understand big, good, happy ending, but like, couldn't they just like go downstairs and get a cog? Like, did they keep them? Did they use them for scrap?
Let me throw this theory at you then. Let's say, for instance, that now that Prime has a matrix of leadership and once again is connected directly to Primus, that with bringing back the Energon to the surface in its liquid form versus its rock form, which has to be refined to turn into cubes so that the quintessence can use it, what if by that direct connection, he's connected to Primus and all the cogs that were taken?
Okay, so he chose to
not just bring back the Energon, but he also brought back the cogs that were stolen, that were, I guess, had to be hidden somewhere in Iacon.
Okay, that's fair. It's just like, I hate, like, the last season of The Office. I hate when, like, the world bends backwards and breaks so that everyone gets their happy ending.
She got a baby.
Yeah. I will argue that forever. She got a fucking baby, Jay. She wanted a baby.
Oh.
They gave her a baby.
A whole
child.
If you get that reference, you can be our friend.
I'm just saying. She got a whole fucking baby, Jay. I will yell about this for the rest of my life. They gave her a baby.
Look, you chose to stand and scream on this hill. I will stand with you. I mean,
thank you, because this is the hill I die on. They gave her a baby.
It's a huge hill. That's a huge hill. And
It's a big ass hill.
It deserves to be stood upon. You're giving people babies. Here, have a baby.
Gave him a baby. And it wasn't even your baby. It was half your baby, but like the mom wasn't even there. He just gave the baby away.
It's like, how do I put this? Like in at least Godzilla -1, when the child was given to that girl, it was given with the thought, I'm dying here.
I'm gonna die. Please take care of me. Let the guilt that you feel.
That's a reasonable send-off. Here,
let the guilt that you feel seeing me die help you to raise this child properly out of necessity. May the pity and guilt raise my child with pride and honor.
Makes perfect sense. Perfect. So much better than just here, have a baby.
Yeah.
Not here, have a baby. I'm dying. Here, just have this baby.
Just take this baby. I'm bored. I'm bored with being a dad, so take this baby. I'm gonna go have sex with this other person.
Being dad is worse. He basically said being dad is worse.
God damn it! Last season of The Office. How dare you?
Yeah.
I'm so. Anyways, ratings.
Yes, let's do ratings. Making you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. All right, so for ratings, I really liked it. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5 Energon out of 10.
Oh, look at this guy. 8.5.
8.5 because it was actually really good. It was funny. It was good for the whole family.
Yes, it is.
I mean, they did drop some S-bombs and some A-bombs. Badassatron.
Yeah, correct.
Badassatron.
So fucking good.
That was funny as shit. I would love to see a Transformer that doesn't transform. It's just Bumblebee like that. Badassatron.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there. No. Yes, I know there's a figure.
Okay, but I don't want it to transform. I just want.
No, it's his base, but I don't think he has a voice. So.
Well, that's lame.
we could always find a mini voice box and cut a hole in them and just slide.
That's true. I just want a button I can press so he can be like, Badassatron.
We can make this happen.
We could do it.
We can make that figure.
The next Christmas gift for everyone.
Badassatron. I got to give it a solid 9.
Are you going with a 9? Okay.
Again, I stand on this hill. This might not be the hill I die on, but Brian Tyree Henry killed Megatron.
I thought, yes, he did a good job because at the very beginning you did not see him changing into the way. I mean, like, if you didn't know Megatron,
if you
would not have seen him turning into the way he did.
But yeah, seeing this origin again, him going from such a caring guy, like looking out for his best friend, to I'm not gonna save you anymore. Or no, I'm sorry, I got the line wrong. I'm done saving you. And just
I'm done saving you. Whoa! Like you're like, get the fuck out.
like nobody saw that shit coming. They were like, nah, because he was like after he shot him, he was like, no, why?
Yeah, and he catches him, and then he's like, you know what?
Yeah, but you saw that turn in his face, and the animators did a great job with that too.
Yeah,
like the heavy, like sad, and then head drops, shadows, and then his eyes go from yellow to red. I'm done saving you. Just drops his ass. I'm like, oh god damn.
Yeah, I can't believe like he saves him, and then just all of a sudden it's like, I'm done saving you. Click. And you go, oh, what?
The turn was done,
and it was over.
Like holy shit! Yeah, that was. I mean, every part of this film really stood on its own. It's a great third act, great opening act. The middle's perfect. I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. Honestly, I can't say anything bad about it. I really can't.
Okay. The only again, well, I mean, I guess I really can't say anything bad about it either because it was really good. Like, if you're starting over, this is where DC should be. A good starting point.
Speaking of DC, Creature Commandos comes on.
Don't you do it.
HBO Max on
Don't you do it.
December 5th.
Don't
It
you
is the
do
beginning. It's technically the beginning of James Gunn's DCU.
Is he actually going to do it this time?
Creature Commandos is a animated show that'll be on HBO Max. I will be taking a look at it.
I'm sure you will.
Yes, because I do. The voice cast is really good because Alan Tudyk, who we all know does so many freaking voices, is playing Clayface. And he's also played Clayface in Harley Quinn, a much sillier version of Clayface.
I got nothing to say.
Frank Rio is playing Rick Flag Sr.
I got nothing to say. The only thing good about DC is their comics.
Oh, you lie! You know that the animation is good.
You're right. The animated shows are good, but that's because the animated shows tend to go like straight from the comics.
Yes. So Creature Commandos is animated, so
there's a chance.
Yes, there's a chance. I'll give this. Doom Patrol was a really good show. Swamp Thing was unfortunately only lasted one season. Was a really good show, and I thought that if things hadn't worked out the way they worked out, that they could have done much more. And which is why I'm hoping that James Gunn does a really good job with the Swamp Thing movie that they're going to do.
Okay.
I think Swamp Thing is an underrated hero with amazing powers, a dark origin, and enough behind him that it could go really well if done really right.
Okay, but it's got to be done right. That's the big thing here, sir.
I thought the show was going in the right direction. It was dark toned. It was in the swamps. It was down in I think it was filmed in either North or South Carolina in their swamps. And it was done really well. It's just Warner Brothers didn't want to pay the extra money after they finished while they were filming. So they finished it up. But they were like, yeah, we're not doing a second season because it's going to cost us too much to do this same location again. I was like, really? Are you serious?
Bullshit movie. I mean, that's a bullshit reason.
Yeah, it's a bullshit company.
That's a bullshit reason.
Bullshit studio sometimes. But I'm glad that they've got James Gunn and Peter Safran working to get it back on track and hopefully get us the proper movies and stories that we really want to see.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn to do the ending, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is my turn. Yeah. You can email us directly at KJandAPodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and Threads. And what's that other new one that you sent me to?
Bluesky.
Bluesky. That's apparently the non-bullshit, the Elon Muskless Twitter.
Muskless.
It's muskless. You can also find our Linktree on all of our shit. That'll connect you to everything. Where we also do we have Patreon, and we have the Buy Me a Coffee, and we have the YouTube, and we have the TikTok. I didn't say TikTok. Now I said TikTok. Yeah. And also Jay and I here shortly are gonna start streaming.
Yeah, we're gonna do
random points. Yeah, we're gonna do like at least 4 hours a month for GamerCore, and it's gonna be awesome because we got accepted.
Yes, we got accepted.
We got accepted, and we're gonna be streaming random games because I don't think I'm ever gonna do the same game. I'm just always doing some bullshit. I'll do whatever I feel like doing.
Fair enough.
I still need to finish No Rest for the Wicked, really.
And I'm sorry if you're joining the stream. I've been playing this for a while.
A while. No, I haven't played it at all since last time I recorded.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I've been so sucked into Oxygen Not Included. I'm still playing it forever.
Goddamn.
It's so good.
This tequila's crazy.
All right. Well, Jay, is there anything else you want to say?
Don't forget to check out Don't forget to check out Seismic Cinema and our friends at the Plot Family Podcast. And check in with them. Check in with us. We're always I can't say we're always doing something because I've been kind of on the social media. That's my bad. Been the sickness.
It's fine, dude. It's fine. No one's complaining. It's cool, bro. It's cool.
It's gonna be all right.
It's cool. We haven't. Neither of us have been feeling sick. That's why there wasn't an episode last week.
Yeah, so we're coming back, and we're gonna be badass all up in this bitch.
All right. Thanks so much for listening. We love you.
Good night.
Bye.